Hi, my name's Caryn. I'm 28 this year. I'm ethnically Chinese. I was born in Malaysia. I grew up in Australia, in Perth, which is the most isolated city in the world geographically. I moved to London in 2014 to do a master's, and I've been here ever since. One of the things that's most significant for me in my life is movement. So I'm really big on yoga and cold water swimming and surf skating. I was fortunate enough to go down to Cornwall to surf for 6 months when the first lockdown lifted in the UK. And it was actually through that I found out about surf skating because I was training with a really good instructor there, and I had lots of friends who were also surf instructors, and they were telling me that there is this skateboard type thing that you can use to simulate being on a wave, and it's something that allows you to practice consistently. So I decided to buy one in Newquay, and it was when I started to use it more regularly that I realized it was actually a form of therapy for me, because just the way that I was able to be very flow-like and mindful on the surf skate just felt so relieving for me in my body. I felt like I wasn't restricted. I felt like I moved freely on this device, this simulator, just across concrete, and I could express myself and be in my body in the way that I wanted to. And I did that with music that I listened to while I was skating, and it was just really just so healing. There would be some times when I'd be skating and I'd feel like a rise of sadness come up, and I think the sadness comes up from not having been processed for years, and so it's like that movement is really helping sort of emotions move through me and the energy move through me so that it can come out and be processed. It's really important to me to have music. I've got a skating playlist that's been put together by someone who used to be an EDM dancer. And just for me, the sensation of skating to music feels like I'm in a state of flow. And it's like this sense of luminality, whatever that word is, where I just feel like at one with my board. You know, my board is my feet. My feet are wheels. And obviously there's all these other elements of surf culture, like the van life and the hippie and kind of just living your own way. So there's a lot of that. And then obviously Landlocked is referring to, that identity that wants to come out, but you're in maybe a city like London, where you can't surf. So I think there's surfer element, and then landlocked just means you're in this sort of concrete jungle, you're in this space of being in some ways constrained, but I guess for me it's despite the constraint of the landlocked nature, I'm finding ways to be a surfer still, and just finding ways to have my surfing identity relish and be out there in the world. I think a really big part of what helped with my identity is when I was finally able to let go of work and be able to say, guys, I'm handing my resignation in. And then from there, I just had a blank slate to design my life how I wanted it. And that plus therapy has been very helpful in helping me design a routine. And then surf skating has been a very good way for me to feel into my body, think about, what are the emotions that are rising for me. And ever since then, I've been working very hard with my therapist to be more caring and loving to myself, much more forgiving, if I don't do a routine thing that I want to do, being okay with it, and just creating routines in my life to have a morning wake up time, things I do in the morning, eating well, switching off before I go to bed, and just surrounding myself with really good friends that are healthy and good for me. So I think mental health is an ever ongoing journey. I've definitely learned a lot and I advocate a lot for it amongst my friends. But it's still something I'm learning about myself and constantly trying to manage better.
Clothes, this, that.
When I get out of like 6-degree water, it's freaking cold as well. So, and for those in the US, it's like 40 something Fahrenheit. Like the bottom of my feet always gets really freaking cold. I don't think I can do this. Should we go back home?
What a time to be alive, huh?